With just a little over 4 months to go until the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, many fans around the world are very excited and eager to see the upcoming new footage of this movie that will be presented at D23, as well as the official release of this film come December of this year by JJ and George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that yes, this film will have many different twists and turns and surprises that will lead to all saga-wide implications of the Skywalker saga, which, like I've always said, is a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm. I will admit, it's all a matter of how it's going to be executed and organized and really put together by everybody involved by, of course, Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence based in the third act of the film, where it's explained that both Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting in the middle of a flash fight, where they are said to be fighting on Mustafar with large amounts of lava spewing in the background, where it's said that they eventually fight underneath Vader's castle, where a large Darth Vader statue is said to be seen in the background as both Rey and Kylo Ren fight to the death. Eventually, their sabers clash together again when they are eventually brought into the corridors of Cloud City, where it's explained that now Kylo and Rey are fighting right along the very moment Darth Vader reveals that he is Luke's father in the background, where one of the sequences is set to even show Luke falling into the deep chasm from Empire Strikes Back. This is where the segment of the flash fight begins to shift to where both Palpatine and Vader are looking out at the construction of the first Death Star from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, that is used in the background that will be used during another brief flash fight between both Rey and Kylo Ren. It said that during the major flash fight, it said that every Star Wars theme will make its way into the battle in some way, shape, or form. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and why I find this to be so impressive. Now, you guys may or may not have heard, just a couple of days ago, John Williams' brother, I believe he's called Don Williams, if I'm not mistaken there, he actually said that there is, in fact, going to be every single Star Wars song in The Rise of Skywalker by John Williams, all compiled into one. And I think that's very much lining directly up with this, with the flash fights, of how it's explained that the flash fights will feature every Star Wars theme that was ever done from episodes 1 through 9. And that really is a big deal, because we do know that this film is really going to go out with a bang. JJ put tons of work, tons of man hours into this film. You can only imagine what kind of work went into this movie in order to get it right, through not just directing and writing it, but also having a co-writer and going into the rewriting phase and adding in George Lucas and all these crazy things. So I want to go over the flash fights. This is something that a lot of people have mixed reactions on. This particular one involves both Rey and Kylo Ren fighting on Mustafar, specifically underneath his castle, where a large Darth Vader statue is said to be in the background. Now, in case you guys did not know, there are multiple different Darth Vader statues scattered throughout the galaxy, which is a very interesting thing. In case you guys did not know this, we will actually be learning more about this in 2020 in the new Darth Vader comics about the Darth Vader statues and their true meaning and exactly who built each and every one of them. And the other piece that I really find to be impressive is how there's a moment in which both Rey and Kylo are fighting to the death during their flash fight, where in the background it's said to show us the very moment in which Vader reveals that he is indeed Luke's father. So they use that part from Empire Strikes Back to make the scene more dramatic between both Rey and Kylo fighting, of course, in the corridors of Cloud City that leads to that bridge, right, where Luke is hanging off of. Now, what I love so much about that is that not only is it very nostalgic, it's a great way to really create a nice little parallel there. Now, the last piece, very unexpected. I did not expect anything like this. With every single Star Wars movie, there's always a Death Star. And in this particular scenario, we have a moment in which both Rey and Kylo are in a very brief flash fight, where in the background, it's said that Vader and Palpatine are looking out to the construction of the first Death Star from, of course, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, very interesting, because if you look at all the Star Wars films, right? If you look at the prequels, you look at the originals, and the sequels, the last film of every single trilogy at least has a super weapon in some way, shape, or form. Now, what I like about this is that each trilogy has a super weapon. You know, if you look at the Phantom Menace, we had that little base that Anakin and crew went up against. And of course, in, you know, the originals, we had 2 Death Stars. And now in the sequels, we had Starkiller Base in the first film, and now in Episode 9, we have the wreckage of the Death Star 2. So you can see the parallels there, and what I love so much about everything here is that they're really trying to make things very poetic and keeping that true to George Lucas and his vision. So them using that footage from Episode 3 is a very good choice. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.